Welcome back to Cooking with Mark and Oreo. It's time to make dessert again. Oreo's ready to go. I think Oreo's getting a little spoiled being in lockdown. My school got shut down again about almost a week ago, so Oreo's gotten to eat so much good food while I've been home. And he loves when I bake because he loves the way it smells. We're going to do some oatmeal raisin cookies today. Pretty traditional, but these are so moist and delicious and chewy, you're going to love them. So I'm going to start with half a cup of butter, softened. I actually softened mine in the microwave. Shh, you shouldn't do that. You should let it soften naturally. But I didn't really have time for that today. And then I'm going to add a quarter cup of white sugar and a half a cup of light brown sugar packed. And then you're going to mix that with your mixer on low for about 2 minutes. Alright, so that's pretty well mixed. And now I'm going to add 1 large egg. And you're going to put the whole egg in there. And then I got a tablespoon of honey. This is my secret ingredient. The only thing with honey, it's so sticky, it's so hard to get it out of the containers. So I'm using this little mini spoon to get as much as that tablespoon out that I can. And then I have 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then I'm going to mix that with the butter and sugars. All right, so your wet ingredients are done. I would totally lick this, but I don't want to gross you out on camera because it has a raw egg. But raw eggs don't hurt anyone. It smells good. It smells like cake batter. So now we're going to do our wet ingredients, which we should, our dry ingredients, which we should have did first, but I forgot, but that's okay. I have a cup of flour. And actually, it's half a cup of white flour and a half a cup of almond flour, just because I had a little bit of almond flour left and I wanted to get rid of it. So why not mix them? So I have half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and a quarter teaspoon of salt. And you're just going to kind of whisk that together, breaking up the clumps. Alright, so now we can take dry ingredients and put it right in the bowl with the wet ingredients, and then you want to blend that till it's well mixed. Alright, look at how good that looks, nice and mixed. Now I'm going to lick it. It still has raw eggs, but so good. I could eat raw cookie dough all day. Cake dough or whatever you want to call it. I have 2 cups of oats, old-fashioned oats. And you don't want to use a mix, because you don't want the oats to break up. So I'm going to actually use a wooden spoon. And I'm going to mix that in. And if you want to make a lot of cookies, you can double the batch. Since there's only 2 of us here, and Oreo can't eat cookies, I'm doing 1 batch. It's still going to give us quite a bit of cookies. And I'm just going to mix that in there. And then you're also going to add 2/3 of a cup of raisins. And again, you want to fold those in, so you don't want to go too rough with it. And you want to fold it in. And it looks like pretty much done. And then you're going to stick this in the fridge for about a half hour. So for a half hour, you want it to kind of bind in the fridge before you start baking it. So I'm going to put this away, and then I'm also going to clean up, and I'll see you back in a half hour when we're going to bake them. Welcome back. It's been a half hour. My oven's preheated. It just beeped. Perfect timing. So my oven actually took about, I'd say 10 minutes to preheat, so I kind of set it 10 minutes prior to this being done, so 20 minutes in the fridge. And as you can see, the dough stiffened up. It was a little on the soft side. That's why you'd want to put it in the fridge for about a half hour. I have my cookie sheets prepped with cooking spray. I usually like to use the baking cooking spray, but I was all out. So I had some butter cooking spray on hand. Any of them will do though. So you want to take about a tablespoon per cookie. So I'm going to use a tablespoon measuring. You can do a little bit more. And then you want to flatten it. Actually, that looks a little small. I'm going to take a little bit more. Maybe a tablespoon and a half. because I don't want super small cookies. And you want to do about 6 per sheet. And then you want to flatten it though a little bit. And you want to spread it about a little bit apart. So 6 per sheet and about a tablespoon and a half. And the dough's a perfect consistency that once I pick it up, I can just flatten it and it's perfect, good to go. Look at all those beautiful raisins in there. If you're not a fan of raisins, you could do oatmeal chocolate chip. Or I've done both, raisins and chocolate chips mixed. That's always fun too. But I wanted to do something traditional. And the first sheet's about done, and then you want to just repeat for the next sheet. All right, there's my trays of cookie balls ready for the oven. The oven's preheated at 350, and then you're gonna bake it for between 9 to 11 minutes. It depends on your oven. So I'm gonna put it for mine for 10 because I know my oven really well. I would suggest for you to do it for 9 and then you can check them. If they look a little too soft and too light, you can leave it for the extra 2 minutes. But I know my oven, so I'm gonna do 10 minutes at 350. And I'll come show you what they look like when they're done. I'll see you in 10 minutes. Hi, welcome back. The cookies are done. Time to come out of the oven. And I'm standing to the side because the steam comes out sometimes. Voila, look how beautiful those look. They're not quite the same size, but they're definitely perfect. And then I'm just gonna leave them here. And again, like I said, you wanna let them cool before you take them off and put the next batch in the oven. Because you don't want them to fall apart. So I say between 2 to 5 minutes before you take them off the cookie sheet. Then you wanna respray and then add the next batch in the oven. This is gonna make about 1.5 dozen cookies, so there's only 1 more batch going in instead of 2. So once I take these off, I'll put the next batch in the oven, and when that batch is in there, I'm gonna try one and let you know how it tastes. So I'll see you back in a little bit. Hi, welcome back. The first batch is cool enough to eat. Look at how nice those are, and look at how it's soft. Like I'm barely touching it and it's breaking apart. And nice and chewy in the inside. I'm gonna try it. And that's perfect. Boy, that's so good. Sorry you can't have any. That's amazing. I hope you liked the video. Thank Oreo. And make sure you subscribe to our channel if you're not already a follower. And if you are a follower, make sure you like the video and comment and tell all your friends about us. Say bye, Oreo. See you next time.